All right, good morning once again, and welcome to a crucial and deeply important discussion on the state of our nation's security. My name is Ali Doma, and you're tuned into Nigeria Uncovered because we are here to uncover a lot on Voice of the People 96.1 FM. Today, we are diving headfirst into a topic that affects us all, one that demands our attention and collective action, the issue of insecurity that has been plaguing our beloved Nigeria. Before we delve into the details, let's take a moment to set the stage. We all know that security challenges in Nigeria are multifaceted, impacting every facet of our lives. From terrorism to kidnapping, banditry to cyber threats, the security landscape is complex and ever evolving. In the next 60, let me say 50 minutes, yes, we will not only explore the grim realities but also strive to uncover the root causes and potential solutions. It is essential to recognize why the state of our nation's security matters to each one of us. And we will be doing this conversation, or we will be having this conversation, will be lending his own voice. But it is not just about that. It is a conversation for all Nigerians. By implication, your thoughts can also be heard on the program. We want to hear from you, your thoughts, concerns, and solutions. Call in, send us messages, and be part of this vital dialogue. But before I open the phone lines, I'm going to go ahead on to bring our guest on the conversation today. We have a very renowned person joining us, Mr. Paul Alelume, public policy analyst and conflict management expert. Good morning, Mr. Paul, and thank you for joining us. All right, I appreciate that. Let's look at holistically. What would you say about the state of our nation's security before we go into details or specific, so to say?
Security across the country.
Mm,
And it's so unfortunate that we are not happy. The people are not free. The security, the threat of insecurity everywhere. Go to
mm,
the south, to the north, and people are not really happy. And that is a pointer to the failure of government, because the government just have two portions. One, the well-being and the security of the people. Those are the two key elements that the government is mandated to provide for the people.
mm.
So it's so unfortunate, and there's nobody who is in this country that will be happy at the level of insecurity that has bedeviled this country.
All right, thank you very much. We had a national or general election just a couple of months ago, and we today are facing this kind of security challenges from every part of the country, just like you mentioned. Every part have their own peculiar kind of security threats they are facing. So, what do you think the government should do in order to give the security situation in the country a facelift? Let me use this as my base. When President Tinubu came on board, he rejigged the nation's security architecture by replacing the service chiefs, which we expect that ordinarily we would see a change in the security situation of the country because new persons are coming with fresh and new ideas as opposed to what we had in the past. But is it that it's not yielding positive result? I mean, the change in hem of affairs in our security architecture. What's happening?
Yeah, it's just like you rightly pointed out. We had the election in February
Mm,
down to March,
mm.
and the change of guard. There was worry now to have
Tinubu. Mm,
but though that is important. Changing people doesn't change the structure. What would have guaranteed security
mm,
is changing the structure. But structure determines functionality.
mm,
If you remove Mr. A approve Mr. B. The same service chief you are talking about, the one that left, those same people are now service chiefs. They were stakeholder in the military. Like the present chief of army staff was a GOC. He was a GOC in one deep, from 82 to one deep. The present chief of staff was AO somewhere. So when we just talk about changing personnel that somebody has come in, the first thing you ask yourself, what has anything really changed structurally? The answer is no. What are the key drivers of insecurity anywhere in the world? One is poverty. What is our spending on security and defense, or defense and security? Has it changed? Honestly speaking, nothing has changed. What has the government done to reduce poverty? No, poverty is increasing. Can I tell you this from the beginning of this discussion?
Yeah.
That if this situation remains, you have more crisis, you have more insecurity than what we have experienced before. Let me explain why. There is a relationship between poverty and insecurity, or poverty and security anywhere in the world. The poorer the people, the more hardship, the more insecurity that the people find themselves. Why? It is natural that human being has a survival instinct. What do I mean? Every human being has a need. Except you are dead. You need food, you need shelter, you need clothing, you need other things. Now, those things are not available because there's no job. I'm talking about unemployment aspect.
Yes.
Poverty. Because there's no job. The man needs to eat. So how do you think he will eat? He will trample for your right to survive. Until the government address poverty through education, through employment, and other social factors, we will have insecurity. This security you are seeing now was the neglect of the past. And when I tell people that your today you are now, become your yesterday by tomorrow.
Yes.
It is what you plan today that you are there. You can't so badly and expect to reap bountifully. It's not done. Let me pick it again from what the government has done.
All right.
You see, when we take the issue of subsidy removal, was it the best thing for the government? People don't understand. Once that subsidy was removed, about 48 million people were moved in, let me say 35 practically, was moved into poverty within almost 6 months. Now, the downtrodden, the poorest of the poorest, who were already at that poverty bed, were further moved down, and they need to survive. What do you think will happen? Those people that you call the poorest of the poor, who are frustrated, who are dead, they will be desperate for survival, and you have more crime. I'll give you the statistics in Abuja here.
All right.
For the past 3 months, we have experienced more car thefts, flashing cars. I'm not talking about battery. I'm not talking about vandalization. I'm not talking about other petty break and entry. I'm talking about flashing car. And the sources of recovery is very low. Very low. I was in police. I said, trying to collect that. I said, how many? I was shocked that on daily basis they have reports across FCT. I'm not talking about. I don't want to talk about other
Nigeria.
I'm telling you what I have data on statistics.
Yes.
And what is the cause? You must understand the intervening variable. What is the cause? The cause is that is mainly because the people want to survive. They want to survive, so they will do anything to survive. I'm not justifying stealing, but that is the honest truth. As an expert, when you ask, what is the problem? I've had interaction with a lot of people who are into crime and who are into all those things. And when you ask, your underlying factor is that a lot of them are jobless. And they need to survive. That is why kidnapping, when we say kidnapping, I say no, it will be difficult because there's a different dimension to it. What will you do to earn 50 million in 10 days? A lot of them, a few years back,
This is quite insightful to say the least. Now, let's look at it in terms of region in Nigeria. How would you analyze the insecurity? Because now you have given us a collective analysis of the situation, that is the root cause, and explaining the nexus between poverty and security, or poverty and insecurity. Now, I want us to go into specific zone, region by region, because in the northeast we have issue of, and even northwest we have issue of banditry. Although northeast used to be Boko Haram, ISWAP, and northwest we have issue of terrorists, bandits who are kidnapping for ransom and what have you. While you come to the north central, header farmers clashes and unknown gunmen. Go to the southeast, also unknown gunmen and what have you. I want us to have a sectoral analysis of all of these things before we try to profile solution.
Good. Yeah, let's go back to this. Yeah, we have the sixth region, or this political zone.
Yeah, geopolitical zone.
Yes, geopolitical zone. But again, let's take it one by one and
deconstruct.
Yes, and reconstructing them leading to poverty. You know, the poorest region in this country is northeast. You agree with me? Then go to northwest, northwest, and then southeast. So also you see all manners of crisis there in those areas. But again, the driver of crisis in the north, in the northeast, in the northwest is different from the driver of criminality in the southeast. But if you look at it,
the common denominator.
Yeah, the common denominator is poverty. But there are other intervening factors that when you analyze critically, you now discover that it runs across all of them. For instance, in the southeast, the crisis there was lesser, or the issue of Nnamdi Kanu came in.
Cessation.
Again, that become more political than issue of poverty. I'm talking about north,
southeast, yeah.
So that we take, southeast. I'm talking about like the IPOP crisis. Now, that can be addressed politically. So you now discover that the driver of insecurity in the northwest and the southeast are quite different. But there is the common denominator. The common denominator is poverty. But the political is the poverty dimension to it. The poverty now is that the people who are doing those are they have nothing doing. That is why there's availability for people to be used for crime. If as you are walking in your street, you will not go and carry arm this afternoon to go and attack people. So that is one dimension too. So that one has a combination of politics and poverty. Then you come to the northeast, which was coordinated by village Boko Haram. You see that one has dimension of religion and poverty. And like I said, you see the common denominator.
Poverty.
Running across. Yes, poverty. But there are other intervening variables, such as religion.
Yes.
Such as religion. Then in the south.
Hello? Hello, Mr. Paul. Can you hear me? Hello?
Are you with me?
I didn't get your last part of submission. I didn't get the last part of your analysis of the northeast.
Okay, I said in northeast, there is combination of poverty and religion. Like I said before, there is one common denominator, poverty. But there are other intervening variables that will differentiate what is happening in one region
Mm. Oh my goodness. The network is acting over this moment, and we are having a very fantastic conversation.
Hello.
Yes, I'm with you. I can hear you now.
Hello. Yeah. In Northwest, what you see in Northwest is a mutation. What do I mean? Whatever that is happening in Northeast find its root back to its way back to Northwest. A lot of people were displaced. Some of those Boko Haram people, they moved to Northwest and formed a group. Why the Northeast and Northwest is quite different. The Boko Haram were purely terrorists. This one has element of banditry and terrorism combined. Why? What is it? This ones go for ransom. They kidnap and ask for money. In the Northwest, in the Northeast, they were interested in killing.
Yes.
Soft target. This one go for soft target or ransom for money. But it just shows your nature. Whatever they get from this ransom, they use it to forge, buy arms, do the same thing, just start saying criminality. And if you look at it, poverty is also at the center of it. But what am I saying? A lot of people that were displaced, most of those criminals or Boko Haram members that were displaced in Northeast migrated to
West.
And tried to raise money. Because most of those things you see, they raise funds from it, let nobody deceive you. That they are not raising funds. That's why the government is trying to encourage ransom payment. But it's not possible because, for instance, if you have a loved one in custody of kidnappers, what will you do? Usually you will be down. If you have money, you take the baby person's life. Because the government does not even do enough for you to trust them.
To guarantee safe return.
Yes, you can't trust them because even the people negotiating between the government and also in business. There are a lot of things I don't want to say here. The people you ask to go and negotiate on behalf of government, they're also in business. I'll give you an instance. Something happened 2 years back. Somebody was negotiating between the state government and the DC in Zamfara. And they demanded 100 million. The state government gave out 15 million. And you know what the negotiator did?
No.
They remitted 10 million.
Oh my goodness. And held 40 million.
Yes. And those are the things that we don't see these things that will not allow it to stop. Because what is business dimension comes in. What is business? It's about profit. So a lot of people are profiting from it, and you want it to stop. It can be stopped, no doubt. You only think, okay, when we get to area of solution, I will tell you what the likely solution will be. But again, when you go to no sector, what you experience on no sector has poverty and ethnicity. Poverty and ethnicity. You see, poverty is running across all. What is it? When you go to Nasarawa, you see headers farmers, or you go to Benue. The crisis in Benue is quite different from the crisis in Northeast. It's different from the crisis in Northwest. In Benue Plateau, Nasarawa, is combination of poverty and ethnicity. When you go to you see the crisis between the Fulanis, the Heroes, and others. What we call the indigenous are settlers. That is what I mean by ethnicity. You see the differential between the settler and the indigenous. On resource allocation, what I mean, this is my place. This is where I'm supposed to rear my cattle, or this is where I'm supposed to dwell on. You have no, this is my place originally. My grandfather, my cousin have been here. Why do you want to displace me? So that is another phase of crisis. vaccine is different from what is in northwest, northeast, southeast. Now, when you go to south, you have more element. Now, before in south, you have more economic support.
Yeah.
What you call this Niger Delta militants.
Crude oil thefts, pipeline vandalism.
But that one has its own combination. That one more or less of economic sabotage. That is the when you see people who want to profit from what they think belongs to them, they feel being manipulated by government. This product or what you call the national wealth is in my locality yet I don't benefit. I need to take it. But that one has a different dimension. It's a combination of the state actors and non-state actors. The criminality, the issue of bombery, the issue of other things has combination between the state and the state actors and non-state actors. Those who are perpetrating those bomberies, there's combination between those who are supposed to protect it and those who live around there. That can also be happened. But you know, that's the poverty. Why would I want to bust a pipe if I'm working in NFPs as a MDOs? So because those people feel neglected and they are poor. I was in Bolivia many years back. You can't even have water to drink. Yet we have oil where bound by share. How do people live in this of plenty yet they are poor? That is the respite for crisis. And that's what you are saying not in south. In south. Element of kidnapping, people fully committed to kidnap for survival for other things. When you go to south, that's supposed to have minimal rights. Like Lagos. In all this, those things are not happening in Lagos, to be honest with you.
Southwest.
In Lagos, that is southwest. I expect to go to part of it. When the whole issue came on the issue of Oduduwa, this thing, but that was also political. He accused that naturally. But what you have in north, in southwest, really, is purely kidnapping. Just few pockets of kidnapping, no make it. It's not now you're not like so. You could see those. There's one factor working across poverty. The man who wants to kidnap for money, he's doing it for money. Who's kidnapping? He's doing it for money. A lot of those kidnappers don't want to kill. Let me be honest with you. You just want to get more. But sometimes if they're bad, is when you have bad business. In the process of kidnapping, you exhibit what they call minimal force. But sometimes they allow the other threatening into in order for them to escape. So we have had many losses, no doubt, of life.
But how would you be sure? How would you be sure about this?
Of course, how will you not be sure? Why would somebody keep what they want to do with? He would have killed the person from this. And maybe what they want is just money. Okay, they kidnap people from the Abuja train. If you think they were interested in killing, they would have killed them that first day. I'm telling you, the motivation for kidnapping is money, is revenue.
Yeah.
It's not, the purpose is not for them to kill. I've had interaction with a lot of them under the control of government. Their intention is to, but the intention of Boko Haram is different. The intention of S-men and things like this is different.
All right, thank you very much. This is really an insightful conversation we are having. I will open the phone line before I move with my next question, so that our listeners and also our viewers on YouTube can send in their question, their thought and concerns about this conversation. The number to call is 0700 010 961 961. I will take that again. 0700 010 961 961. You can do well to call in the studio line, normal call, or you can send your SMS Perhaps you want to use WhatsApp, you can also use WhatsApp to get to us in the studio. Same number works for all, so you can actually utilize that for your voice to be heard and your opinion to be considered on the program. We are having a very wonderful conversation with our guest, Mr. Paul Alelume, a public policy analyst and conflict management expert who is really hitting the nail on the head. All right, thank you very much for staying with us and your contribution on the show, Mr. Paul.
Thank you.
All right, now let's move to issue of our border security. How porous is our border? Because we talk about the common denominator being poverty, and also there is a direct link to all of these things. Another factor is arms, and most of these arms are being shipped into this country, although we have a couple of cases where the military arrested some people who are manufacturing a kind of AK-47 here in Nigeria, that is locally fabricated weapons, but most are foreign arms. In fact, the one we even saw, Dogo Gide of Niger State, the other time he released a video claiming responsibility of bringing down the Nigerian Air Force chopper that was on a rescue mission in Niger State. Most of those weapons are foreign made. How porous is our border? How those arms get their ways into Nigeria?
Yes, when we agree with me that we have a very porous border and we have a very large landmark border.
Mm.
You see, we have our border, land border. You know, is so land and length. And you know, you agree with me that it would be difficult to man a very large border. To be honest with you. It's easier to man a street border than a land border. I don't know whether you have gone to the far north. If you go to Katsina,
Yes.
there's a border between you cannot even differentiate.
Yes.
And because you can't, they live a communal life. You can't even differentiate except you have the Nigerian geography or the map. This is where our district ends. So we live together, and the people who are supposed to man the border, the set of manpower, they are really quite. You see how many immigration and customs on the border. They live with people, they behave like that, no check, nothing. The borders are very porous, especially in the north. Especially in the north, both the north, east, and west. We have the forest and largest border. So the borders are for anything to come through there. If you have been there, it's just that we don't, our security situation, they don't do what they call adequate analysis of security threat. The threat from those borders is worrisome. Anything could come from Libya through Niger to Nigeria. And as you said, most of those arms are from, you know, Libya has been in war, has been in crisis.
Yes.
Most of the arms are returning to Libya. Most of the arms are finding their way to West Africa, and one of the destinations is Nigeria. And it comes through this border. When Nigeria was or ECOWAS was saying they were going to attack Niger, I just laughed because you can't differentiate. I can tell you, I don't know if you have been to, you can't even know which is Nigeria, which is Niger, but there's nothing to demarcate it. So
in fact, in some places they even spend the same currency. They spend Nigeria currency and they spend the Nigerian currency as well.
Within that border, and there's a lot of trading.
Yes.
All manners of trading takes place from that Katsina down to it's all open. It's a land border. There's nothing. You don't need anything to cross.
Yes.
I'll be there severally. So sometimes when I look, I say, no, we're in danger. If, for instance, any country want to attack, when ECOWAS was saying to attack, I said the only place they can attack from is Nigeria. Because that will provide the ground for you to launch your attack. And the way you want to launch an attack is where you have people who you cannot differentiate if they are Nigerian or they are Nigerian. So the border is a threat to our national security. Government need to do a lot So you can see this one, you don't need 200,000 people across at the same time without a platform in our land border. So it's difficult to manage or to man, but we can by the use of technology.
All right. In case you just joined, this is Voice of the People 96.1 FM Abuja, and we're looking at state of the nation's security with our guest analyst, Mr. Paul Alelume, public policy analyst and conflict management expert. We have x-rayed the security situation in the country using every geopolitical zone, and now it's time for us to look at the solution to all of these problems that we have identified. Now let's begin profiling solutions, just like the way we started identifying the problems. Now it's time for solution. Let me say medication after we have known the ailment.
After diagnosis.
Yes, after diagnosis.
Okay, like at the beginning when we lay foundation for this, we agree that major problem is a big this is for insecurity.
Yes.
Anywhere in the world, we have established the nexus poverty and insecurity. So if we need to address insecurity practically, we need to address the issue of poverty. That is number one. We need to address the issue. The more you move people out of poverty, the more the people will feel secure. The more you empower people, the more the people will leave those things behind. You see, when you also talk, there are other things you talk about. When you bring the issue of drugs, those are factors that will come to play. What are we doing? There is a role for the government has a greater role to play. Because the people that need to address poverty last is the government.
Yes.
What is the government doing in terms of employment, creating an enabling environment? We are not saying that the government or the federal, state, local government should create all the jobs. But they should provide an enabling environment for business to strive, thereby creating employment. How can you have a nation that is poverty capital of the world, and you have very 220 million people when India has 1.2 billion, China has 1.3 billion, and you have more poor people than a country that has 1.1 billion. We are already in crisis. So let the government address poverty. What are the ways to address poverty? The government need to regime the economy. The government need to regime the economy. The government need to revive the economy through good policies. It is not this hard approach they are doing. It will work. Government for the past 8 years, it got worse under APC, under Buhari government, that when they spend 98% of the revenue on services debt, on service, I'm not talking about repayment.
Yes.
How do you spend all that you earn in paying interest? Who does that? Who manage an economy like that? How do you use your way that means above the legal level? Which country does that? The government need to come out clean and address the issue of economic growth by addressing the key fundamentals. What are the key fundamentals of the economy? They should address fiscal, monetary, and trade policies. Those are the tripod of any economy. But you see, they just play this benefits. How do you have a central bank who keep on adjusting monetary rate with hope that inflation will reduce?
And it has never reduced. It has been going up.
You know why? They refuse to understand that the cost of our inflation is not demand factor. It is cost push factor. So if it is demand push factor, you adjust your MPR, it will work. What I'm spending, I'm not talking about just budgeting.
Yeah.
Budget, how many trillion, how many things on security, defense and security that 80% will end in people's pockets. And that's the element of corruption that the government will do. There's nobody who will address the issue of corruption than the government. Because the government do a lot of spending. And how do you monitor those projects? How do you go and buy aircraft? War aircraft that do not wear arms. How do you spend that kind of money to buy the aircraft that is not, it cannot even fly many miles away? Meanwhile, the specification of DB is higher than what you are getting, and nobody cares. How do you get weapons that are not serviceable? There are a lot of things that I can't mention on how do you get manpower? You say you are spending 1,000 maybe for a day, and what you have is 300. There are a lot of things. There are a lot of imbalance. There are a lot of corruption in the system that the government need. We all need to say, and the government should listen. There's a lot of things that are not doing well in the security sector, in the economic sector, and every other sector. You see, in terms of education, because people need knowledge. There are a lot of things that the government needs to do. The government needs to come and claim. We will also address the issue of education. You do know how many people are out of school, not east, not west, and what do you think they will do? For instance, if somebody who is 10 years out of school, he doesn't pose a danger at that time. But in the next 10 years, when he's 20 something, that becomes a danger, so he becomes an adult. Will he not eat? Will he not feed his family?
Of course.
What instrument, what empowerment have you given to him? So a lot of these multifaceted issue that they need a multi-dimensional approach. The government need to come out with it. The government need to drive the economy with policy. Otherwise, this country is a face. We don't wish that, but there is element of those things in our present Nigeria. We really need to address. The government need to take tough decisions. It's not this one they are taking. They are calling tough. They have not taken any positive tough decision. What they have done is to take decision they assume is going to yield positive decision, and that is assumption is the lowest form of knowledge. They have not done much. For instance, the argument they have given is that when you remove subsidy, dollar will stabilize, the dollar to naira. What has happened? Almost 6 months to remove subsidy from 740. What happened? As at the time subsidy was dollar to naira was 740. What is it today at 1,000? I can tell you. Above 1,000. So what does that mean to you? It simply means that you have used the wrong approach.
Yes.
Who will tell you long term? The same long term they told us when Buhari came. Oh no, you know when at the beginning things are hard, and yet was there better?
Buhari's early this year told Nigerians that his government has spent over $1 billion on purchase of weapons in 8 years. He told Nigerians.
Good. Yeah. So
But yet we still have issue of insecurity after spending this huge sum of money.
I don't even want to go this, but how about your personnel? How do you care for them? What is the level of morale? What is the level of motivation? How do you boost their morale? It is not about weapons. If you have time, I'll give you an analogy. In Japan, in China.
In fact, we don't have more than 5 minutes left for the show.
So when buying weapons, also care for the men who will use the weapon. It's just like giving a madman a new vehicle. What do you think will happen?
Crash automatically.
You have a combined approach, my brother. You can't buy weapons. Let me know if you're going to is that we have to bury the men who are going to use the weapon. No matter the level of weapon you have, somebody can just give you 100,000, you abandon the weapon. Have you built the men's character? Have you built their integrity? Have you catered for their welfare? Did you see what soldiers and others are doing northeast and northwest? Have you seen the kind of accommodation, the kind of food? And you think that is an army that can secure a country? An army that is welfare neglected? We are
right, now that we don't have much time, I would love to have your take about this Niger Delta issue of crude oil theft, because Nigeria budget for 2023 has a benchmark of about 1.69 million barrel per day of crude, but unfortunately we are hovering around 1.2 million barrels. The NSC came out to tell Nigerians last month, I think if memory serves me right, that Nigeria is losing 400 million liters of crude daily as a result of oil thefts. What would you say about that in just 2 minutes because of time?
Yes, that need to be addressed. The government need to address it. You see, that is the issue of corruption. What is it doing? That is the thing. So a lot of them who are supposed to protect our critical facility and one unite. What is the NFCT? What is the surveillance system? They spend how many billions to install? They are not working. They are not working. Because there's this thing is used in Port Harcourt that when you are there, you can monitor all your physical assets by looking at the screen.
The screen.
They are not working. Yes, our pits are there, but they are not working. So how do you monitor? Go to Saudi Arabia. If something happens in one place, they will see and there's a rescue mission immediately. Now they are thinking of having Air Force deploying an aircraft to patrol. And the people doing it, they don't keep up the.
Yeah, of course.
It's like the way others have been settled. You get, they give it to
Tantita Security Services.
Yes, but is that the company with the Navy? And you know what Navy can do? It's a state security, so you can't compare it to a private security. Navy has all the capacity, all the way with that to make whatever. They are criminals everywhere. But when the state force is greater than the non-state force, they will ban. So they need to tackle it from two perspectives. From the perspective of the community, in which critical assets are domiciled. Then on the aspect of the government who are meant to protect this. Let me tell you what happened in Port Harcourt, the river. Most of the DPOs you ask them to go to those areas, they have illegal refineries, where they do minor refinery.
That's a strong allegation, Mr. Paul. Would you be able to substantiate that?
Destroy that time. Then we can ask them to put people out. It's not an allegation. It was proven. Go back to literature. And see how we get personally reported that the DPO and the civil development should be posted out.
Yes, I know of that.
I'm talking authoritatively. I'm coming to lay allegation that is not found. No, I won't do that. But I'm telling you what's going on. Let's tell ourselves the truth. We can't pretend that all is well. Meanwhile, all of us are in a cable that is leaking, or in a ship that is leaking, or in a vehicle that have a break. We must tell ourselves the truth.
Of course.
There's corruption in the system. There's negligence in the system. NNPC is not doing well.
All right, quickly, you wrap up in just 60 seconds. Your final thoughts.
My final thought is that the government should play the role they ought to play. They should ensure that poverty, there's plenty to address extreme poverty. Government should ensure that there's employment for the youth. They should address the issue of youth unemployment and drugs-related issues. They should ensure that the right people are appointed into government office to drive government
All right, thank you very much. We really appreciate your time, Mr. Paul Alelume, public policy analyst and conflict management expert. You have indeed X-ray diagnosed the ailment and provide lasting solution. We appreciate your time on the show. All right, do have a lovely weekend ahead. And this is the size of our package for today on the program State of the Nation, Nigeria Security. We have heard a lot, and those who are in authority should be able to implement what our experts have suggested because they are very key, timely, apt, and very, very thoughtful that we believe, if properly implemented, will have a long impact on Nigeria. And they are not far-fetched. These are reality. These are things that are happening in our society. And we here at Voice of the People, 96.1 FM Abuja, we bring you what is happening in the area that is concerning you and also give you ideas on how to navigate your ways around. Do well to stay with us because we will continue to look at issues that affect you and I as citizens of this country. I'm going to go pay some bills, and when we cross over the top of the hour, we will be linking up with another guest analyst who together will be looking at Nigeria pre-independence, post-independence, and the future, what entails for us in this great nation. Stay with us and please don't change your dial. My name is Aliyu Doma.